Hey Jim, how's it going?
It's going well, Steve. How you doing?
Good, good. I just want to welcome everybody to our first show here. This is Midlife Vices, and I think the name kind of speaks for itself, hopefully. We're two guys in our mid 20s um, talking about garage tools, for crunching stuff and that sort of thing. So
You're the owl to my Tim Allen.
there you go. There you go. More power.
Yeah.
More power. So, just to give people a heads up on what the show is going to kind of be, it's just the two of us, nothing serious, sitting here talking about things we like to watch on TV, movies, comic book type stuff, what we're currently doing. We'll hit you with a little news section later on and go from there. So, we're learning about this show as much as you guys are learning about it as we go along.
We've been talking about it for years, but we have no plans.
Absolutely. Me and Jim are really good at not following through on stuff.
It's amazing my
We're
wife.
great. We're great with ideas. Great with ideas.
Yes.
And yeah, but not following through. So anyway, just to kind of get into it here, Jim, what are some of the TV shows you've been watch this year, your top shows this year, stuff you like?
There's two standouts this year. Uh, Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. Probably my current favorite show. And then Ted Lasso on Apple TV is
Yeah,
right there. Season
love
three
Ted
will
Lasso.
have to really blow me away compared to season two to top Only Murders, but that's
Right.
two quality shows right there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, season three, where's it going to go? They had the rough first season. They did a little better the second season. Now they pretty much are in a box where they have to win a championship or at least make it close to winning some kind of trophy.
Or will it just
Otherwise,
be a redemptive arc for Nate?
absolutely,
Arc.
yeah, yeah. Get back up there, and then only murders, like you said. As of the taping of the show that ended last
Tuesday.
week was the final episode.
That's just
Great
doing
episode, loved it, loved
just
it. They changed it enough from the week before to kind of
now.
throw
Did
us
you
off
not
a little
like
bit.
episode 9?
No, I liked episode 9. I really did.
Because I know a
Um,
few people that did not.
no, I thought it was good.
I did too, and I wouldn't minded if Tina Fey would have been the killer,
Oh, absolutely.
but I liked where they went with it anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. They went a good direction. I kind of, as soon as they got everybody in the house and started talking to her, I kind of had a feeling where it was going, but that didn't ruin the episode for me.
yeah,
Um,
I think what that show does better than anything was is the red herrings. They realized the show isn't necessarily about the murderer; it's
right,
about taking you away from making you guess everything else.
right.
And that's what makes it fun for me anyway. Me and my wife both was guessing every week.
Sure.
So,
And as you know, before it started, before you talked me into watching it, I pointed out I wasn't a Martin Short fan at all. There's really nothing I've ever been interested in that he was in. Kind of a cringy type watching him, but I just love him and Steve Martin together in this. They're
oh,
so funny.
he might be my favorite character in that show.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
just
he's hilarious.
the writing for each character. I think it's brilliant. And I'm not a hey this is brilliant stuff kind of guy. It's so witty and it makes me laugh and it can't be used for any other character on TV. It's
No, it couldn't.
specifically for them.
No,
You know,
yeah.
I find it brilliant.
And I think the best part probably is Jane Lynch.
Oh, that was great. That was fantastic. Yeah, the
So creative.
I know. I need to find me a middle-aged female body double
I could watch a spinoff with just her
doing
doing
him.
her thing.
Well,
Yeah.
that sounds like a lot different
Right,
right
that's a
now.
whole different show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
sir. Uh,
Other than that, we're kind of watching some older shows. We just finished season 5 of Better Call Saul, so we have to wait till season 6 is streaming for free somewhere because I'm not going to pay for it.
that's yeah.
But it is amazing. It's such a good show. And I saw you point out on Twitter you're through season 3, so I won't go. Uh,
Yeah, and we'll have to wait till we don't pay for Netflix for the whole year.
Right.
We get it like when Sweet Tooth season 2 drops, we'll get
Sure.
Netflix, and then we'll probably watch some more Better Call Saul. But
Yeah. It took us a
yeah,
couple. Go ahead.
I was just saying it was really good through season 3. I didn't find it as good as Breaking Bad, but it got better and better each season. So
So the
what
first
are your,
the
what are your
first two seasons for me were a little. I mean, they were good, but they weren't like Breaking Bad level. And then, but near the end, where they left us, at least at the end of season 5, I put it on the level of Breaking Bad, and we just actually restarted Breaking Bad yesterday. We're through like 3 episodes of the first season, and it's even funnier than I remember.
funny?
Just Walt and Jesse's interaction in the first few episodes is hilarious.
I I'm not sure I can watch Breaking Bad twice. I was talking to someone on Twitter about that, like just before the show, and it's just such a serious topic that I have trouble watching dramas twice in general.
Right.
So
Well, I think if we hadn't just watched Better Call Saul, we're looking forward to seeing those characters that we know were in Breaking Bad, but we don't really. It's been probably 5 years since we watched Breaking Bad,
mm-hmm.
so we don't really remember everything that happened with those characters that were in Better Call Saul that are also in Breaking Bad. So we're really looking forward to once we get to those parts and see how we feel about those characters now after seeing Saul in a whole different
Level.
light.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, that might entice me into rewatching, I guess.
and then we just restarted the Defender saga. So we're in Daredevil season 1. And we're going to work our way through with that and Jessica Jones. And I mean, I know you've been partway through Jessica Jones for quite a while now.
Yeah. I'm the worst Marvel watcher.
Yeah.
I don't dislike any of the movies. Well, I mean, there's
Right.
some I don't like, but I can't. And the same thing with the DC movies. It's not like I'm one sided here. I don't watch a lot of them.
Right. And when you do, you don't make it all the way through.
Yeah, I fall asleep. That's that's well. Of course, I had 2 toddlers in the house. That's kind of standard going for now. But
Well, you won't be getting much sleep after tomorrow. So,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm getting a dog tomorrow, just for people know. I'm very excited. So,
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
so you know what I did do today? I came up with a list of things that we were thinking about calling the show, but didn't.
Right.
Like I was gonna thinking maybe like the honorary Canadians, but I went against it when I didn't know where to put the U. Let's see. Loster in comics, One Up, and
I like that one.
BBH, Blocked by Haters. For you, Adam.
We may look we may look into those. We'll see if ours sticks, and then
Yeah, let's see which ones. We'll do some test studies.
We'll change the name of it weekly or monthly or however often we do this.
That's what I want to do with my fantasy football teams, but it won't let me.
Right, there you go. Fantasy football starts this Friday. Looking forward to that.
Me too.
That's going to be a fun draft. I don't know if people out there watching realize how hard it is to get 10 people who are into comic books to also be into fantasy football. It's a struggle. We got there.
It was very difficult. It was constant harassment on my part.
Right.
I gained 10 football friends, lost a lot of comic friends.
And we should also point out, this is something people always do, they point out where we can be seen. But I'm not going to do that because I figure if people are watching this, they know where they can find us.
Yes.
So,
and in case there's any confusion, I'm Grabs Granite on Twitter.
And my name's Tricky. I'm Comic Guy Steve. So
that's.
And speaking,
I was trying to get something in with Cobra Kai Steve today.
Cobra Kai, there you go. There you go. But both of us obviously into comics. What are you reading in comics right now?
I am reading the same as you, actually. TMNT, IDW.
So good.
volume 5. Yeah, it's just a phenomenal run. It's just
It is.
there has. I mean, there's obviously been an annual that I haven't liked that I've discussed with you, but
Sure.
overall, it's just top quality storytelling. There's not a character in that book that doesn't come back and have a major role.
Right.
It's just I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. So,
Yeah, they do a great job with that. They keep there's nothing's wasted.
yeah. Now, granted, I haven't caught up to where they're at in the current run, and
Sure.
I hear some disagreement with the current stuff, but
Right.
where I'm at now, it's probably the best run of comics I've ever read.
Yeah, I agree. As you know, I was kind of getting to a point where I was stagnating with what I was reading. Um, Spider-Man is my go-to all the time, but other than that, I was jumping around quite a bit, getting into stuff and then getting out of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And TMNT is right up there with the top books I've ever read. The IDW collection, I just love it.
Now, do you have any interest of reading any of the Mirage stuff?
I don't. I listen to uh, the Shellheads podcast, which I recommend anybody out there who's a TMNT fan. They do some pretty good episodes covering the stories that you want to read. And they kind of talk about all of it. And from what they were saying, this kind of collects everything that's been written prior and combines a lot of the stuff. So there's not a whole lot of new stuff. It's just written in a different way. So you're not really going to get much different out of the older stuff. I mean, I might check it out at some point, but not at the moment. No.
Yeah, I think there's just too much of it. I mean, there was almost too much of the IDW to jump in. It felt like,
right.
But once I read the first trade, I was like, okay, I need to read these, and so
Sure.
So yeah, it seems overwhelming starting 100 issues behind. But you know what? I have 60 more issues I can read of good stuff, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm still getting Amazing Spider-Man and floppies and Daredevil and Batman, and then a couple miniseries. But as far as the ongoings, those three are the ones I'm continuing with for now. And then there's just so much stuff that I've never read that's in collected editions, and I'm loving the collected edition format. I just love it so much.
That's where I'm at. I believe I have my last floppy being shipped next month.
Right.
And then that's I will continue to buy Jeff Lemire covers.
Sure.
But like his the Black Feathers, I'm not even buying that book because he's not doing covers. So I'll wait for that to be collected. And then
right.
It's
yeah.
I think it saves money. So
yeah, I get my order shipped at the beginning of September. I looked at my list today, and there's only 5 duplicates on there, so this should be the last of the duplicates. So when I switched over sites, there was a little problem with having stuff set up for subscription as well as ordering stuff separately, and I ended up with several duplicates of books. And so I go to a site that saves me 35%, and then I order twice the books. Yeah,
the math don't quite add up, but
no.
But hey, if any of those books hit,
that's right.
Tell you're
right. If any of them are key issues, or if they announce a movie tomorrow, then I'm set.
Yes, that'd be all right.
Anyway, but anything else you want to talk about before we get into the first main topic here?
No. No. I'll let you.
So again, nothing's going to be off limits here that we talk about. But one other show I want to talk about that I watched that I recommend people watch. And I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Highwaymen, and it is a newer Bonnie and Clyde, and it's Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson, and it's a much more accurate depiction of what actually happened. They actually have some footage and stuff of. I don't know if you ever saw the first one where they just get shot up out in the middle of a field somewhere.
So is this Woody Harrelson? Does he play Bonnie or Clyde?
They are the Texas Rangers. They are the Texas Rangers who chased down Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, okay.
So it's an awesome show. It was just one of those shows that we were flipping through some streaming service and saw it. And my wife is a big Kevin Costner fan, and we clicked on it and watched it. Really good. So I
What,
definitely
what
recommend that.
what's it on?
One of the streaming services.
Okay, so
Yeah,
uh, Kevin Costner, he's actually I really enjoy most of his stuff, like The
I do too.
Postman. I didn't even hate SeaWorld or whatever that was.
Waterworld, I like
Yeah,
Waterworld.
Waterworld. There we go.
Post whenever I'm in the mood for a 3.5 hour movie, he's my go-to for sure.
Yeah, maybe that's why I didn't watch it twice. I
Yeah,
don't do well with 3 hour movies.
no, Postman's great. I love that film. That's one of his best, in my opinion. It's one of my favorites.
Really,
Yeah,
I mean, I enjoy it. I think Tom Petty takes me out of that movie, and he plays himself, don't he?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
so.
remember. Yeah,
I
we'll
just
see.
remember
Yeah,
the basket taking a trip. You know.
I mean, of course, my favorite movie with him is Field of Dreams. So
Oh, that's yes.
that's by a
If you have
mile.
not watched Field of Dreams, anybody out there, you need to watch that movie. It's not just a great baseball movie; it's a great movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Other than that, uh, what we're going to do next is we're going to get into, so we kind of set a format going forward for the show here. We're each going to list our top 10 sitcoms that we've watched over the years.
Which
And
led to quite the argument between me and my wife over what was and what wasn't a sitcom.
really,
Well, I mean, it didn't come to blows or nothing because she can take me.
oh,
But
well, that,
yeah, no, she. Trying to think what she called a sitcom. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah. So it wasn't just my confusion. We both had different ideas of it.
right. So you go ahead and start with your number 10, and then I'll come in with mine, and
All
we'll
right.
just go from there.
My number 10 favorite sitcom is probably Head of the Class. Uh, can't even think of the guy who started the show now. But I believe that the kid that played Eric is like the head of NBC or something now. It's something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say because I don't
Uh,
know it
did you
much.
did you prefer the Dr. Johnny Fever teacher, or did you prefer
Billy,
Billy?
I preferred Johnny Fever.
Yeah, I can't even think.
Why can't I
Hessman.
think of his name?
Hessman. His last name is Hessman, right? Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, I've done a lot of research on this, and I come
Sure,
up.
absolutely.
These were all unknown actors and are still unknown actors. Well,
Just for people watching, going ahead, just know that we're not putting a lot of research into stuff. So,
yeah, I can't think of his. I can't think of his name on the show.
right.
Charlie something.
Yeah. They actually
But
called him Charlie, right? Because he was the cool teacher who wanted to be buddies.
yeah, no, they call him Mister something.
Okay.
Mister something. Yeah.
Okay. My top
I
10
may not
is.
like it that much. Honestly, I don't know.
I don't even know why it's there. My number 10 is All in the Family. So, just a great show. Archie Bunker is one of the best characters in TV history, in my opinion. Uh, just
See,
so much.
I don't have much memory of watching that though.
Right.
I mean, and it was on in my lifetime.
Right.
We're within a month of each other as far as age,
Sure.
but I just don't remember watching. And my parents watched it, so
Yeah, we've watched a ton of the repeats. Yeah, quite a bit. So it's pretty funny stuff. And
and of
then
course Reiner coming out of that.
Rob
So,
Ryan. Oh yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. What's your number 9?
My number 9 is Growing Pains. You know, Kirk Cameron,
Oh
Mister
yeah,
Progressive right now.
there you go.
Yeah, say what you will, I love that show. It was I love Tracy Gold in that show. I don't know why, but her and Alyssa Milano were my young kid flings.
Yeah, Who's the Boss was not on my list, but that was
Yeah,
a must
I wish
watch.
it. I mean, I think it should because I'd probably watch that more than a lot of shows, even on my list. But
Yeah.
just because it was repeated so often on TV. So,
Well, Who's the Boss and Wonder Years got me through some tough childhood.
oh, you froze. It's all me. Who's the boss?
Okay, am I back?
Okay, you're back. Oh man,
I'm back.
I was gonna make up some reasons of why it helped you through some childhood trauma. I was
So,
coming
well,
trauma.
Alyssa
I
Milano,
was
and
getting
then
ready to go into it. But
Alyssa
okay,
Milano, and then of course Danica. What's her
Winnie,
name in Wonder Years?
Danica Patrick. I don't know.
Winnie.
That's not her.
Yeah.
But,
So yeah, definitely agree.
yeah,
Uh, my number nine. My number nine, Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec 9.
Parks and Rec. Just recently watched that this year as of one of your suggestions. Hilarious. Some really, really good moments. One of my favorite TV characters ever. Uh,
Ron Swanson.
yeah, he's
Oh,
great.
he's brilliant. Yes,
Yeah, he's great.
I.
And there's really good episodes.
Oh, there's some great. I'm trying to even think of my favorite episodes of that show because there's some really laugh out loud moments. Oh, when Ron Swanson pulls the tooth. That's I about cry.
Yeah.
See, Chris, I do cry. Uh, it makes me laugh so hard. It's just brilliant. Okay, my number 8 would be Frasier, which oddly enough I didn't like it when it was airing. It took my wife loves it, and so we would watch it on Netflix or whatever it was on at the time that we had, and it makes me laugh out loud. There's uh, there's an episode where they're bootlegging caviar, and Martin's opening a bank account, and it's probably one of the top 10 best TV shows I've ever seen. Episodes of a TV show I've ever seen. So
I've watched maybe 4 episodes, four or
what's that?
five episodes. I've watched maybe 4 or 5 episodes of Frasier. But I'm definitely gonna have to give it a watch.
Oh, it's, and I know where Cheers is at for you, so I'm surprised that
Yeah. Well, I think I
especially
like Lilith more than Frasier.
really. Well, I find that interesting. I can't think of her name right now.
BB Newirth.
Maybe Newer. That's it.
Yeah. All right, my number 8, Golden Girls.
So me and my wife are going to watch this. I mean, I've watched some of it. Don't get me wrong, but this making your list and you telling me about it, I was like, we should watch it.
They're hilarious. There's so many good episodes, and it's for being early '80s. It's so far ahead of its time. I mean, the topics they cover, but they do them in a way that isn't uncomfortable. Like it's so good. Um,
One of the greatest theme songs of
oh yeah,
TV history too,
yeah, absolutely.
which probably is how I should have came up with my list. Where we at? 7?
You're on number 7.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Everybody Loves Raymond. And it's funny because I don't like a lot of the episodes,
Right.
but the episodes that hit for me, they really hit.
Frank's funny.
What's that?
Frank.
Yeah, I mean they're all funny. My my favorite episode is called "She's Not the One" or "She's the One." It's where Robert's dating this woman and she eats a fly,
Oh yeah.
and Ray Romano stands there holding coffee for like a minute and a half, don't say a word, and it just kills me. It just floors me. So yeah, it's definitely not the greatest sitcom ever, but it has enough good moments that.
Oh, it's got some funny episodes. One of the things that kind of turned me off towards the last couple seasons was when they just turned into a whole lot of fighting between them. Like that was the whole thing was them constantly fighting.
Mhm.
So it kind of grinded on me a little bit, but still funny. And I think my favorite episode is the one where his daughter gets the. I don't remember if they used Pokemon or what they used, but she gets the card, um, and she wants to trade with another girl in the school who's got one, but the one she has is like a really rare one and really expensive.
Mhm.
And Raymond finds out it's expensive, so he tries to talk her out of trading it. But she trades it anyway, and then he goes and buys her another one, spends like $200, drives 5 hours to get her the card, and brings it home. And she folds it up and puts it in her pocket.
It's funny. I don't remember that specific
Oh,
episode.
yeah,
Like
that
I
would make
said,
the pouch. That would make the pouch proud. You know, she's in it for the
Oh
for the
yeah,
game, not for the collecting,
yeah,
right?
yeah. The pouch would love that.
So
Okay, that was
hilarious.
8, right?
That was 7.
7. Okay,
Oh no, that
6.
was 8. You're right.
No,
That was your 7.
that was my 7. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
up. Look at me trying to
My number 7 is Mash.
mash. This
Mash, absolutely.
great,
Mash
great,
is just
great show.
uh, hilarious episodes. Um, I liked it better the first couple seasons with uh, when
With
Trapper was there,
what
and
about Winchester and Burns?
Winchester came near later after Frank left. Frank Burns after he left,
Where
but
were
just
you?
funny all the way through, and some really really good serious episodes too. And
Where are you at with the movie compared to the show?
the movie's good too. I mean, they're
The
just totally different.
movie's pretty
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah,
yeah, movie's good. And anybody who can make 3-year war last 11 years that's just great TV.
yeah. That's a great point. Okay, my number 6.
No,
Uh,
you're still on 7.
no, my 7 was Everyone Loves Raymond.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
6 was The Big Bang Theory,
Oh yeah,
which we're me and the wife have been watching it again lately. Uh, it what I don't like about that show. Let's talk about my favorite shows and tell you what I don't like.
oh, you're fitting in now. You'll do well on Twitter.
Oh, I do. Well, the characters went from being nerds to every one of them, except for one of them, having pretty remarkable women in their lives. Even Amy Farrah Fowler isn't necessarily hot, but that'd be a pretty good catch for most people, you know.
Yeah,
So it seemed to derail off the nerd and just go to let's make comedy, which is
right.
I guess what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. No,
But
I love it.
yeah, but overall, it's very funny. I like Sheldon further in the seasons than in the beginning.
Yeah, it's funny at the beginning if you watch some of the things that they change later on down the road. Like in the first couple episodes, he doesn't have the 3 knock thing going. Um, and those are things they add later as they go
He was a
along.
semi-pro at donating sperm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
So
ever watch the Lost Pilot, the Different Penny?
I did. Yes.
What did you think of that?
That was odd.
That was
Very
terrible.
odd.
I can't believe they actually redid the show and gave it. I mean, I'm glad they did, but I would have thought they would have looked at that and said, "Okay, no, we're done."
Right.
So,
No kidding. But I mean, the two of my favorite characters on the show, and I think it's because they had the biggest uh, growth are well, Amy, I think, had the biggest growth
oh yeah,
through the whole show. Everybody else didn't change a whole lot, but Amy grew quite a bit from where she started out. But I think my favorite is Stuart, and it's going to be for the same reason that one of your favorite characters in your one of your shows is your favorite. It's because they don't use him often, but every time they do, it's something that just cracks you up.
yeah,
You know?
and he's very specific with his humor.
Yes.
Now, what I find funny is that when he was first introduced, remember he asked Penny out, and they go on
Yeah.
a date. He's
Yeah.
very confident and an artist, and
Yeah.
then it's just straight downhill after that.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah.
but,
So, okay.
okay.
So what
And
number
you're
was that for you?
6,
Okay, my number 6 is 2.5 Men.
2.5 Men.
Up until up until Charlie leaves, it's just one of those shows I can put on and watch.
And laugh.
When Jake is younger, probably the first 4 seasons, um, it's just hilarious. The interaction with Charlie and Jake.
Yes. So I've
Is great.
watched a lot of 2.5 Men too.
Yeah.
Anytime Charlie Sheen plays drunk, it's comedy gold.
Right.
When he's talking about the pink fluffy balls from 7-Eleven, I about
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And imagine being Charlie Sheen and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna pay you all this money to be yourself on a show."
I know. Talk about the dream come true.
Yeah.
And then keep being yourself, and they kick you off for doing it. Crazy.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, it's a weird world, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. Number 5.
Okay, number 5 is one you've already covered, Parks and Rec.
Okay. And my number 5 you've covered is Big Bang Theory.
All right, that's pretty quick. Number 4 for me is Home Improvement. I really enjoy this show. I like the family dynamic. I like Tim Allen's humor. I like the Tool Time Girls. You know, it's just overall, I found it fantastic.
Right.
Made me
Wilson's
laugh.
a great character.
Yeah, Wilson's great. Al's
Uh,
great.
you,
Al jokes.
do you watch what's the other Tim Allen sitcom? I just we
I
watched it.
have. Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. Not
Yeah.
he works at
Any
the store, you know.
Yeah, he works at the Bass Pro or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh, I can always look it up here real quick. This is some
yeah.
professional stuff going
I
on
won't
right
make your
here.
nostrils so long.
Right. We'll edit this out. We probably won't
Yeah.
because I don't really know how to use any of this stuff. So, okay, here we go. Oh, come on, it's not even on the front page. Last
Oh,
Man Standing. There we go. Hilarious.
yeah.
Such a
Did
good
you,
show.
the second one, Last Man Standing, or
Yeah. Last Man Standing is great. They changed characters a few times for some of the kids. But
yeah, I remember they got rid of one.
yeah. And then there's a couple episodes later on in the series where uh, Tim Tim Taylor's wife,
Jill, yeah.
Jill, is on the show.
And I've seen some bloopers of her calling him Tim on accident.
Right. And she's making fun of him the whole time, talking about how he's like her ex and all this other stuff. And yeah, it's funny. It's good TV.
I did enjoy that they had the kid that played Randy on Home Improvement on that show as well. Because I know I know there's some problems between the two of them when he didn't come back for the finale of Home Improvement, and
Right.
but yeah, that was neat to see. So,
Right. So
okay,
we're up to your number 4.
Your
That was
number
your number 4. My number 4 is The Office.
Okay, you're taking
And
away
I can see this moving up the list as we go forward. And the more I watch the episodes, as you know, the first couple seasons, I was kind of,
yeah.
it was good.
I was like that too.
Yeah, but it's just constant laughs.
Every character, there's something I like about them and something I don't like about them.
Right. My wife hates Dwight. I love Dwight's character.
She hates Dwight, huh?
Oh yeah, she does not like Dwight.
I love his development relationship with Pam. I love it. It just good writing. I mean,
we'll talk more about this as we go ahead.
Yeah,
I want to give you something to talk about on your list. So, like as far as you know what I'm saying, because I know this is coming up on your list further up. So we'll talk more about it.
Well, there's no secret. It's my favorite show. I'm literally in a room we call the Office. I have a whole bunch of Office memorabilia over here.
Right.
Okay, so number 3. Well, see, I think the rest of them are on both our lists.
Probably.
Sure. Number 3 for me is Friends. Right?
Yeah.
And this is where is this for you?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Every episode, there's something funny. It makes me laugh. Phoebe and Joey are 2 of my favorite characters on TV of all time.
Joey's fantastic.
But Phoebe, when she sings with the bagpipes, it's so funny. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
I can't quote it as well as you, or at least I can't type it. Maybe I can.
Right.
I can make stuff up so well, but it's just I run into people all the time that don't like the show, and I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I'm okay with people not liking stuff I like,
Sure.
but 11 seasons and number one, what 7 seasons or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I,
it's
I'm making
just
numbers up again.
yeah,
But
it is. There's so many episodes. I mean, we watch if there's nothing else on TV or just when we're sitting around in the morning drinking our coffee, that's on in the background.
it's great. I mean, it reminds me a little of my 20s, but a bar instead of.
Right.
Speaking of which, let's go. Let's move on. Let's get to
Number
the bar.
three. My number three is the Cosby Show.
The Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Great TV
Uh,
show.
such a good show. And the first episode, the pilot of that, which, as you know, I didn't even know was a pilot until we talked about it one day.
Right.
When Cliff is giving Theo the lesson
Yeah.
on going out
Money.
on his own and taking care of himself with the money, and he's like, "Are you gonna
Yeah.
have a girlfriend?" And Theo says, "Yep," and he takes the rest of the money from him.
Money. Yep.
Just amazing.
Yeah. That should probably be on my list. I just don't remember. I mean, and I watch it a lot. I don't have as many laugh out loud moments of that as I do
Yeah,
the other stuff on my list. Anytime they did singing for his mom and dad's anniversary
yeah,
birthday, I thought was
yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, yeah. They did a great job. It wasn't as good once Denise left, and then they brought in other characters and all that. But those first so many seasons were
Yeah,
pretty
it was.
incredible TV, and it was number one,
Oh,
for so long. And
it was a great show. It was a great show. My number two is Cheers,
right,
which is I don't know anybody alive that does not like this show. At least
yeah,
it's just
absolutely,
the greatest theme song in the history of TV.
it is.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if there's a whole lot I can say about Cheers
Right.
that people won't know.
My number two is Friends, and we just talked about all that.
And your
And
number
that takes us
one?
to your number one and my number one.
Oh well, my number one's The Office.
It is The Office.
Yes, yes. Me and my
And it
wife
has your favorite character
of all time,
of all time.
Creed Bratton. Creed Bratton is. I don't need a lot of something to know I really like it. I
Right.
have Booster Gold and I have
Yep.
Creed Bratton. You know, so Creed makes me everything he says makes me laugh.
Do you know, did he write a lot of his own lines or
No, no. I
no?
mean, I don't think he even improvised most of his lines. A lot of that show wasn't improvised. There was
Right.
a little bit into it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Even his, I remember when standing in the kitchen there in the office, and he's telling Pam that they had a funeral for a bird, and Jim says, "I don't think that's real." And he says, "I don't think you're real." It just cracks me up. I don't know why it makes me laugh like it does, but
No, it's such good writing. That show, it's great. It is. It's a great show.
and
No
the
doubt about it.
more you watch it, the better it is.
Right.
That's what surprises me is we
Yeah.
still see things that we didn't see the first time. I mean,
Sure.
it's not like it's hidden, It's not like it's just you lose focus sometimes.
And of course, the podcast is great too. We've listened to a few episodes of the Office Girls podcast
The Office
and
Ladies, yeah,
Office Ladies, sorry, and really love it.
yeah.
It's good.
My wife loved that podcast. Has made my wife cry and laughing,
Yeah.
cry from laughter, whatever that saying is.
Sure.
So
And my number one is Cheers.
great. And your
It's
favorite character of all time, right?
my favorite character of all time is Sam Malone.
Do
Just
you think they could do a character like him today?
uh, yes, and they would call him Michael Scott on a different level, but somebody who's a despicable human being on the surface, womanizer, doesn't care about anybody else's feeling. Um, totally different sides of things, but yes, they could do it if done the right way.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I do
but
have an honorable mention here on my list. I just
but some of
talking about this.
yeah.
Uh,
My favorite Cheers episode, well, one of my favorites, there's so many.
Oh yeah.
Um, I loved it with Coach. I loved it with Woody. Coach taking the baseballs to the head down the hallway.
I'm on my way
Um,
to first.
yeah, that's right.
So, so it's funny. The older I get, the more I like Coach.
Yeah,
Now I still love Woody. Don't get me wrong,
sure.
but the older I get, the more I appreciate Coach.
Right.
So
And one of my favorite episodes is I mentioned Lilith earlier. It's when they go on the talk show about good girls and bad boys, and Lilith's on there as a doctor to explain why people fall for the bad boy, and Sam's just sitting there
mhm.
kicked back on the couch with his legs all over the place. And by the end, she wants Sam so bad. Just a great episode. So funny.
So Cheers. Do you remember the episode where Frasier's ex-wife is a child performer, sings
Yes.
children's songs?
Yep.
So she gives Frederick a little doll that they pull the string, and that doll sings 5 5 5 6 7 8 9. That number has been in my head for 30 plus years, and I'm not
Really.
joking. Yeah, I mean, I might have to watch the show again just to double
Right.
check it, but I'm pretty positive that's the actual number.
Yeah.
Five
I
five five
believe.
six seven eight
I
nine.
don't remember that off the top of my head. I should, but I remember the episode. I don't remember the number.
Oh yeah,
And I think the show had the one of the best finales ever.
see,
You
I'm a
know.
little on the different side of that. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the one before that where he revealed he was going bald to Carla.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because she slept with Paul. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that was I enjoyed that.
Right.
Uh, the older I get, the least I like Shelley Long on that show.
Well, I mean, what I mean
And
by the best finale is that he didn't leave with one of them. He stayed at the bar.
yeah,
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah, he knew where his home was.
right.
Uh,
So,
yeah, yeah. My favorite finale of all time is The Office, probably
yeah,
followed by MASH.
MASH is great. Anyway, so that's our top 10 list.
Yeah,
Coming up at some point, we'll do a top 10 of non-sitcom shows. It'll include pretty much any or five or whatever we can figure out. Um, what
we're
did you have for honorable mentions?
uh,
Because there's so many. I mean, I feel like I should have 20 shows in the top 10.
How I Met Your Mother. I
Sure,
thought
I've never watched that, as you know.
yes, there's some really funny episodes in that,
Yeah,
and Neil Patrick Harris as a womanizer.
yeah,
How can you go wrong with that?
that's pretty funny stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so that's what I was thinking of when we were talking about Sam Malone and
right,
womanizing.
right. I mean, I could have had Family Ties on there. Michael J. Fox is just great.
Okay.
Um,
Spin City,
Spin City. The shirt you're wearing right now,
Wings.
of course, a spinoff of Cheers.
Yes. What show has the most spin-offs? I think it's Happy Days.
Happy Days had a lot. Um, Cosby Show had just the one, right? Yeah, just
Yeah,
the one.
different world.
Different World. Uh,
Archie
yeah, I think
Bunker. Yeah. Well, let's see. Happy Days. We had Mork and Mindy,
right,
Laverne and Shirley,
right.
Arnold or Arnie. He had
Yeah,
a show. Remember?
sure. Happy Days definitely could have been on the list for sure.
Yeah. I mean, thing is, I don't remember a whole lot of episodes on
Right,
that either.
and that's why I have this is a Newhart shirt, Larry, Daryl, and Daryl. Um,
I wish that
that
was
could have been on
streaming.
there, but like you said, it was. I mean, it's not streaming anywhere, so I haven't been able to watch repeats. But I remember loving the show,
Yes.
and just so funny. I just
Another
don't remember.
great series finale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember the finale.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember the
fantastic.
finale. Yeah. I just don't remember the rest of it. Like I remember I loved it, but I don't remember what it was about. Like, certain
Um,
episodes.
and the only thing I remember about the finale is him waking up in his first show's
Right.
bed with
Right.
that whole thing being a dream.
Yeah. Absolutely. So,
Okay.
all right. Well, that takes care of that top 10 sitcoms. As I said, going forward, we'll talk about some different shows, movies that come up. Just that kind of thing. We're
Whatever.
whatever we talk about. whatever we would talk about if this wasn't recording. But now we are going to move on to our news and rumors section. So I've got a couple headlines here. I can assure you these aren't just regular headlines that I stole from the trending part of Twitter. I can promise you didn't find them there. I did some deep digging to find this stuff. And so I will just start with the first news bit here, and it is has to do with the casting. The report is out that Jennifer Garner is being cast in the movie the TV show Elektra Reborn. Since Daredevil Reborn is getting ready to come out, Jennifer Garner being cast as Elektra in Elektra Reborn. This will be part of the Defenders saga going forward for Disney Plus.
They're working on getting the Batfleck in on that, right?
Right, absolutely. The Bat Devil. Next bit, Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is in talk with Marvel and Kevin Feige. I hear a lot of people talking about how to pronounce it. They don't realize that he's actually French. Some people say Feige, Feige. It's Feige. He's French. So they've been in talk with Warner Brothers for Secret Wars, including at least one DC character.
I hope it's
a little background on this. During the Secret Wars books, they talk about different universes that are out there in the multiverse, and one of them they talk about shows it from a distance, and it shows a hero flying around in a blue suit with a red cape and a red guy running around real fast and stuff like that. So the Marvel multiverse includes the DC planet in the book, and that's what they're looking at doing in the movie for at least one scene.
I'll watch that.
And then finally, for the news, this is more of a factoid that I found while during my deep dive. Many people didn't know this. 3 Men and a Baby. You remember that from the 80s. Steve Guttenberg, Ted Danson, Tom Selleck, right? They had a baby. Well, the baby's name was Mary. The movie came out in 1987. Well, what people don't know is that baby was actually Amber Heard. I checked into this. She was born in 1986. Would have been the perfect age for it. I didn't believe it when I first saw it, but it's true. And it's just proof that Amber Heard has been pooping on guys since a very, very early age. So,
particularly their beds.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So I found that pretty interesting. Right. That's our news section.
I like it.
You like it?
I do.
Awesome. Oh, actually, one more thing, and this was I almost forgot. I almost forgot here. There's been a lot of casting rumors about Reed Richards, and that I've seen on Twitter. And so apparently, from what I can gather, these people are the ones rumored to play Reed Richards in an upcoming Fantastic Four movie. We're not sure which one of them it's going to be yet, but it could be any one of them. Thoughts?
I thought Creed Bratton was involved.
Oh, that would have been great.
That would have been fantastic.
Did you get to see them all?
Yeah,
my vote is definitely on Shrek or Clint Eastwood. I think they would be fantastic. Shrek, particularly.
Oh, if I could do a Shrek impression, I would do it.
You should. Shrek is fantastic. The casting rumors crack me up. Honestly, the Reed Richards thing, I've seen 100 different actors named the last 3 or 4 days as rumored to play him.
I'm always impressed that people know who all these actors are.
Yeah, I know.
I have no clue. Never heard of 90% of these actors. Uh,
You know who
I
knows?
who knows?
Chris Evans knows who every actor is
Yeah,
on Gathering of
I
the Geeks, a show you guys should watch if you get the chance. Not nearly enough followers, in my opinion,
not
for what they
nearly
should
enough
have.
people in the chat.
No, they need to get in there, and it's a great show. They do a good job. But yeah, he knows. I mean, whenever they bring up actors, I'm like, I don't have a clue who you're talking about. No idea.
Yeah, I not only that, but it doesn't really matter to me until I like their performance.
Right.
You know,
Right.
especially in comic book movies.
Oh yeah.
A movie that I probably will try to watch 3 times, fall asleep 2, and have a vague understanding of what happens.
Sure.
So, boy, it almost seems like I don't like watching stuff, huh?
I
I,
know
I
you're doing a
really
show
do.
about watching stuff.
I really do. But I just have a hard time with most comic book movies for some reason.
You know what cracks me up with the comic book casting, especially for the MCU, is they haven't missed yet with casting, in my
Oh,
opinion. Like from
oh,
Iron
I
Man
agree.
all the way up, they haven't missed. And so when people see a possible casting, they're like, "Man, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work." Well, they haven't missed. Even movies I didn't care for that much, the casting was on target. So
Yeah, and 100%. I mean, these people get paid to do that.
right,
They I read something today about it would be a betrayal if Henry Cavill goes to a Marvel movie. To who?
right.
Who are you betraying? He gets paid to
Yeah, I know.
act. That's what
I
his
know.
job is. I mean, like saying
You used to work. You used
I
to work at
can't
Home
raise.
Depot, and now you're going to get a job at Lowe's.
Yeah, I can't believe you. Unbelievable. Just
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That stuff baffles me. Uh, I mean, I want people to get entertainment wherever they can, but I can't take it too
Well,
seriously.
for these actors, it's a job.
Yeah,
And
and
if where you'll realize that if you haven't seen it, and I'm sure you have, watch the Friends reunion episode when they're talking about old episodes, and most of the actors don't remember
yeah, I haven't watched them. Yeah,
anything. They don't have a clue. They've never watched them. They don't know what happened. It's like, how can you not know something so iconic? You were in it, and it's just a job for them.
so I just watched that again recently. Uh, Having trouble sleeping one night, and so I threw it on. Uh, Listening to them go through the scripts again.
Yeah.
Wait, they could do those roles again. I mean,
Oh
it
yeah.
was like spot on, good.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was like, wow, man, I'm rooting for Ross and Rachel again.
Yeah. Right. They're never
I
going to
was
make it.
hoping Joey would jump back in the middle.
Probably the only thing I didn't like about Friends was that.
Was that story? See, and that storyline makes me laugh when they're on in the wherever they went, where Ross had his
Barbados.
yeah,
Yeah.
and and they're getting together, and he hides, and they come in like, "Where's Joey?" It's like I honestly don't know.
I
It
honestly
just
don't know.
makes me laugh.
Yeah. Uh, Monica's hair.
See, that's the stuff that don't particularly make me laugh. Physical
No,
humor generally don't work for me unless it's only murders in the building and slow motion and tomatoes.
that was pretty funny.
It's brilliant.
That was
It
hilarious.
has no business being as funny as it is.
No, that was funny. I actually heard that talked about on Gathering the Geeks or yesterday when I was
Yeah.
listening to it. And they agree on that one. Yeah, that was, and I don't think there's any other actors who could have done that, like, and made it as good. That was just
I,
perfect for them.
yeah, they were just brilliant.
So,
Just brilliant.
so I think if you don't have anything else, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for our first episode.
Yeah, I think we went a long ways, huh?
I think we went longer than we thought we would.
Oh yeah, that's what she said.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she
No,
never even thought it.
no.
It's never entered her mind.
It was fun. I don't
Yeah.
know when this is going to air. Hopefully, sometime soon. We'll definitely put something out well, I don't know why I'm telling people this because they'll watch it before, or the notice will get put out before you watch it. So don't pay attention to anything I'm saying right now.
this is this got edit written all over it.
That's right. It's got edit. But we did mention a few other shows here, and I just want to mention them again. I definitely think you guys should go out there and watch them or listen to them if you haven't. I want to mention, of course, Lost in Comics with our good friend Chris and the Pouch. Um,
The best
this
YouTube
Thursday.
channel.
Hopefully, this airs before then. We'll see. This Thursday should be a good one. Um, great show. Great positive talk about comics. They don't get into the negative stuff. And then we have Gathering of the Geeks, which I've mentioned a couple times with Chris and Emmett. Also do a fantastic job. And they're far more knowledgeable than we are about anything. So
Almost
if you're
anything.
interested in listening to people with knowledge, that might be the way to go. Of course, there's the Tricks or Tooth podcast with Adam Janis and his wife, and they delve into some conspiracy theories and that kind of stuff, if that's your interest. And then I also mentioned the Shellheads podcast. If you're into TMNT, whatever you're watching, just get out there and watch it and support it. It doesn't have to be a this or that. It can be all of them, just like with your books or your TV shows, you can like everything. You can like Star Wars and Star Trek. That's okay.
It's crazy talk.
Marvel and DC.
I didn't know we were going to do this.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's it. I'm out.
Any final words, Jim?
No. Thanks for listening to, we wanted to get our voices out there. We don't think there's enough representation of middle-aged white guys for our age group on comic book stuff.
Especially with glasses and beards, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. Am I going to have to grow a beard? No.
I think only one of us is required to have the beard. I think that's the standard.
Okay. And hey, one thing I do want to say is congratulations on your journey of slimming down.
Oh,
you're looking good, man.
I appreciate it.
It's been really cool. So when I did mine, when I lost all my weight, I was on Twitter and talking to people. Actually, one of the first conversations me and you ever had was about Greek yogurt.
It was.
And how much I love it. And so a lot of people, hey, you did this. We should talk fitness. You're one of two people that I've actually seen follow through and lose weight. So it's not easy to do. So congratulations.
Thank you. And I eat the Greek yogurt now probably 5 or 6 times a week for breakfast. Greek yogurt and PB2.
I eat 3 containers a week. It was 4. I had to cut back on it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one that eats it.
So far, it's been 45 pounds since April.
That's awesome.
That's just Weight Watchers and walking. That's it. There has been no other crash diets or any of that kind of stuff, or just Weight Watchers and eating right and walking. And I got about 15 more to go to be at my goal and go from there. So,
congratulations, man.
And you've been supportive with it and keeping an eye on me. And so,
I like talking about that stuff. I like talking about stuff like that. Anything I enjoy doing.
Sure.
And it don't have to be via camera. Twitter,
right.
DM. I like talking about that. So.
We usually like to talk in 3 or 4 places at once. So.
Yeah.
I've actually got Jim right now. I'm talking to him in DMs on Twitter. Got him going on Facebook. Getting ready to share on IG. So.
Yeah.
I said IG like I should have said the gram. If I say IG, that's probably like a 47-year-old says it. So I should have been a little hipper.
I think you said it right.
Now you were talking about where we fit in. I don't know. Most people that do these shows are probably a little younger than us, huh?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I think. Well, even if one of them's not, if you combine them, I think we have.
Sure. There you go. So you may get a little different content on us from stuff that actually happened in the 1980s, other than Ghostbusters or Back to the Future, which is pretty popular stuff for everybody.
Oh, fantastic. And Top Gun.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I still haven't seen it. I'll wait till it's free.
Neither
somewhere.
have I. And I want to.
Everybody says it's great.
I know. I haven't heard one person say it's not good.
No.
So I'm gonna.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up, Jim. And we will get this up and posted as soon as we cut everything we set out. The actual video will be about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching episode 1 of Midlife Vices.
Take care.